Well, hello everyone and welcome to Unleashed Dogs Without Limits. I'm Carl Metzler and we've got a great show lined up for you. This week we're at Game Fair in Anoka, Minnesota with our good friends from the 4 Points Retriever Club and the North American Hunting Retriever Association. It's a celebration of dogs and the outdoor lifestyle this week on Unleashed.
There are over 86 million dogs in the United States, but only a select few are considered elite working or sporting dogs. From police and military canines to hunting and sporting dogs and everything in between, meet the dogs your dog aspires to be. Get ready to see man's best friend in a whole new light. This is Unleashed.
Hi, my name is John Howard. I'm a co-owner with Kinetic Performance Dog Food. We're up here this week at Game Fair. It's in the Twin City area in Minnesota, and this is an event we've been coming to for, well, I've been here, I suppose I've been 15 years or so I've been coming up to this thing, and it's one of the most unique events in the dog and sporting world. It's a 2-weekend event. It's outdoors. And it's 3 days each weekend, and they probably run 65 or 70,000 people through here in a couple weekends. And the neatest thing about it is everybody gets to bring their dogs. So it's a lot of fun for people. They can see anything hunting related, dog related, anything really sporting, bow, guns, you name it.
Hi everybody, I'm Ron Sheriff. For 40 years, I've been the MC of an event called Game Fair near Anoka, Minnesota. Game Fair is an outdoor exhibit of an outdoor lifestyle. Exhibitors showing their wares and new things, old things, clothing, tools for outdoors people, and there's seminars by experts from everything from fishing to how to train a grouse dog to training puppies, you name it. And these are all free to attend. There's a trick shooter here who twice a day does what I say magic with a shotgun. He's amazing to watch what he can do. The other unique thing about Game Fair is you're invited to bring your dog. Dogs of all kinds. Doesn't have to be hunting dogs. It can be everything from poodles to on up. And there are doggy games here.
The really fun part for us and why we're such big fans of this event is they have a whole bunch of dog-specific events. Anything from agility to obstacle courses. They do some herding activities for dogs. One of the things that we do right out the back of our booth is we work with our friends from 4 Points Retriever Club, and they are the local North American Hunting Retriever Association club. And they run a timed water retrieve out of the back of our booth.
Game Fair attracts thousands of people today, and the really neat thing about it is they all have a love for dogs, hunting, fishing, camping, archery. And so when you come to Game Fair, you're surrounded with people who have the same interests as you do. And that's a good thing.
So one of the best things for us about this event is we get to come up here every year and spend, it's like old home week with a lot of our friends from NARA and 4 Points Retriever Club. These guys come out here, they get nothing out of this. They're just raising money for charity. They're just a great group of people and dog handlers, and they even bring some of their dogs out because the occasional dog that doesn't want to really retrieve anything, they always like to have a really well-trained dog out here to be able to go in and pick anything up out of the water. But we have a lot of fun with these guys. They give selflessly 2 weekends in a row, working all day, basically from open to close, just doing this for fun of working with dogs and to raise some money for a great cause.
So Game Fair is, I think what you'd say is a celebration of an outdoor lifestyle. In Minnesota, it's a huge thing, outdoors. And so Game Fair goes 6 days, 2 3-day weekends in August. And If you haven't been here, you ought to come by and take a visit.
For your active dog, not just any dog food will do. It takes special care and nutrition to support their energy to work and play. That's why we made Kinetic Performance Dog Food. Each Kinetic formula is made with 3 animal proteins and no fillers like corn, wheat, or soy. This lets you feed less and still get more energy, faster recovery, and better weight maintenance. If health and performance matter to you, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, but you'll love it for yours.
When it comes to elite canine and handler training, the best of the best turn to one place, Von Lick Kennels. Von Lick is the premier full-service canine training center and detection service provider in the world. Their world-renowned training methods and experienced training staff produce the best canine and handler training available anywhere. When only the best will do, join over 5,000 law enforcement, government, and civilian agencies who count on Von Lick Kennels. Feel like the season just got started? Well, there's no reason to stop hunting now. At Highland Hunting, you can enjoy a great upland experience through the end of March. Located in southeast Iowa, we have over 1,200 acres of diverse upland habitat with the best flying and wildest birds you'll find at any upland outfitter. Our incredible staff and great accommodations let us show you a true Iowa upland experience at Highland Hunting. Give us a call and schedule your next adventure today.
We're up here this week at Game Fair. It's in the Twin City area in Minnesota, and this is an event we've been coming to for, well, I've been here, I suppose I've been 15 years or so I've been coming up to this thing, and it's one of the most unique events in the dog and sporting world. It's a 2-weekend event, it's outdoors, and it's 3 days each weekend, and they probably run 65 or 70,000 people through here in a couple weekends. And the neatest thing about it is everybody gets to bring their dogs.
At Ray Esbolt, 4 Points Retriever Club, I've probably been in this game about 11, 12 years. So we were talking about the existence of Game Fair when we were driving over this morning, and I said, I think the first time I came when I think I was 17. So that was, I'm 52 years old now, so there's a long tradition in this state with Game Fair. It's always been dog-oriented, hunting-oriented. Really, it's a hunting and fishing state fair is what it is.
The really fun part for us and why we're such big fans of this event is they have a whole bunch of dog-specific events. Anything from agility to obstacle courses. They do some herding activities for dogs. They do, one of the things that we do right out the back of our booth is we work with our friends from 4 Points Retriever Club, and they are the local North American Hunting Retriever Association club. And they run a timed water retrieve out of the back of our booth.
So this event that our club is involved with, 4 Points Retriever Club, and we've done this in conjunction with Kinetic since Kinetic was formed, but I think we actually started doing that a few years prior. We're 12 to 13 years that we've been doing this, and it was actually it was originally spearheaded by Dan Hove, longtime member of the club, one of the founding members of the club, in fact.
Our friends at 4 Points, they come out here all day long, running this event and raising money for charity. The charity event is actually a longtime friend of ours, Dan Hove, who we lost a couple years ago. It's the Dan Hove Memorial Fetch a Cure event, and each year they use this event to raise money for a needy local family who is dealing with cancer.
We wanted an opportunity to give back a little bit. Frankly, the dog testing game and the dog training games and even the hunting games, it's all about me, and my dog. This does give us an opportunity to give back to someone. And the premise is we find someone whose family or an individual that's been affected by cancer, someone that's not necessarily aligned with retrievers, but somehow aligned to the hunting games.
and we donate all the proceeds to that person each year that we select. Well, the Fetch a Cure event, again, it's a fundraiser for a person that we picked out. It costs a simple $1 a run. And the idea is that we throw a bumper out there for the dog, they run down the hill, grab it, come back, and they're timed in that space.
Any dog can compete. Literally any breed. They don't have to even be a working dog. They got to be willing to go in the water and willing to grab something with their mouth. And you know what? If they don't come back and they're not on the winner's board, they still got to cool off on a nice summer day, have a little bit of fun, swim around. On occasion, we've had dogs that just go down there and decide they don't really want to come back. They just want to swim around for a while. So, you know, a nice, cool swim is they're having fun either way, and that's really what it's all about. All these things these dogs want to come out here and do some fun things, and thousands and thousands of dogs of all different kinds of breeds are running around out here doing fun doggy things.
I think we've had, now most of the dogs that run it are Labradors and Golden Retrievers, but we've had all the Spaniel breeds, all the Pointing breeds out there, and we've had a whole bunch of Terrier breeds. And I think one year we might have had one of the daily winners, and we have a daily winner each day, and then we have an overall winner for the 2 weekends combined. I think we had a Whippet win one day. So it's something that everyone can have fun with their dog, and we're happy to have them.
This is a great event to be running out of the back of our booth space, but there's some very good things about that, and there's some not so good things about that. These dogs, they're getting all amped up. There are various levels of behavior. So all day long, you pretty much you got a big line of dogs lined up out there to run this event, and some of them are barking, some of them are bouncing. Occasionally, you'll have one that'll pull the handler loose and drag a leash down the hill and get in on the fun that some other dog's trying to have. But you know, again, these guys, it's an exciting and fun time for them. So some of them maybe not on their best behavior all the time, but for the most part, they do pretty well.
Yeah, so for us, we're completely reliant on club members to come out and donate a day or two to make this event work. So I think everyone kind of has a similar thought about this. This is a chance to give back a little bit.
Are you tired of the same old toolbox that doesn't keep your gear organized, clean, or protected? Then you need a cam locker. Our exclusively designed aluminum toolboxes have hefty T-handles, insulated lids, and feature the cam locker system, the toughest aluminum toolbox lock. Proudly manufactured in the USA, Cam Locker will be the best and last toolbox you will ever own. So keep your tools and gear secure with a Cam Locker toolbox, the key to security.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Safari Insurance in Cincinnati if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
No matter what you feed, sometimes your dog needs a little help to keep them at the top of their game. For some dogs, it can even mean the chance to just live a normal, healthy life. Our Kinetic supplements are formulated to meet specific needs to get and keep your dog at optimal health and performance. Your dog will love them, and you'll be amazed at the difference they make. If your dog needs an extra boost, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, and you'll love it for yours.
Well, welcome back everyone to Unleashed. If you're just joining us, we're up in Minnesota at Game Fair with our good friends from the 4 Points Retriever Club. Now, Game Fair is an outdoor event with all kinds of dog events. In fact, we've got a timed retrieve charity event that's happening right behind the Kinetic dog food booth. So there's lots of active dogs here. Now, whether you're talking about a retriever, or a pointer, or a gun dog, a working dog, or just an active companion dog, one of the things that's often overlooked and misunderstood is canine nutrition. How do you decide what to feed your dog? Now, if you ever walk down the aisle of a pet food store, you could be overwhelmed by all the options that are out there. Even within the same brand, there's so many decisions that need to be made that it can leave you really scratching your head. So we wanted to take a little bit of time away from the action at Game Fair to talk a little bit about how to read a dog food label. And in particular today, I want to talk about protein sources and identifying them in those labels. You know, most people know that as you look at a pet food label, the ingredients are listed by weight from the most to the least, just like the food you and I buy at the grocery store for our families. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the top 5 ingredients listed on that label make up about 80% of what's in that bag. So learning how to read a label is an important skill as you are selecting a dog food for your 4-legged friend. So let's do something. Let's take a look at a pretty popular ingredient profile here, and then let's look at this label here and just see what we've got in the top 5 ingredients. So we have chicken, corn gluten meal, rice, beef fat, and poultry byproduct meal. Now we see this a lot. Chicken is a number 1 ingredient, or lamb or veal or something like that is a number 1 ingredient. And if it's listed that way, it's listed on the ingredient profile, it's on the packaging, so it must be true, right? Well, not necessarily, and here's why. I've got in front of me here a 4-pound whole chicken, and it's a beautiful piece of meat. I love chicken. I'm sure you like chicken. I know dogs love chicken. But in order for us to take this and turn it into dry kibble, this has to be cooked down. Now, this chicken is about 75% water. So when we cook this 4-pound chicken down, we only yield about 1 pound of protein that is going into that profile. So your number 1 ingredient may not actually be your number 1 ingredient. And as we look at dog food labels, a lot of times we'll see in that second position things like corn gluten meal or whole grain corn, which means that our number 1 ingredient might be a plant protein. And dogs process plant proteins far differently than they process animal proteins. What we would recommend and suggest is that you look instead for meal-based proteins, things like chicken meal or fish meal. And a meal is just a whole meat that has been cooked down. All the water weight has been cooked out of it. It's been dehydrated. And now you are left with a higher protein concentration that goes into that ingredient profile. The other thing that's really important as you're looking at meal-based is that you look for identifiable or named protein sources. A lot of times you'll see things like poultry byproduct meal or animal byproduct meal. Those are very vague terms. You're not sure if it's chicken or turkey or Cornish game hen or exactly what has gone into that. So you want to look for a named meal-based protein source. Things like chicken byproduct meal, for example. Now, proteins are a big part obviously of a canine's diet, but it's not the only part. There are fats and carbohydrates and fiber and vitamins and minerals. All of these things come together to make a complete package and a balanced diet for a dog. We've talked about proteins today, but through the course of the season, we're going to talk about some of these other elements to help you make a decision on how best to feed your dog. But in the meantime, I'd encourage you to visit the Kinetic website at kineticdogfood.com for some great nutritional resources. And as always, if you have questions about feeding your dog, feel free to give us a call.
I need you to get me out of the country, out of here, away.
All in exchange for a sip of coffee?
Yeah, it's Black Rifle Coffee. Let's try some.
Later, loser!
Why don't you head over to blackriflecoffee.com and get yourself set up with a coffee club subscription.
This winter, enjoy more of Ocean City for a little less. Enjoy seaside escapes and coastal cuisine. Enjoy small crowds and big fun. Enjoy rising with the tide and leave all worries behind. Find your reason to smile all winter long in Ocean City, Maryland.
For your active dog, not just any dog food will do. It takes special care and nutrition to support their energy to work and play. That's why we made Kinetic Performance Dog Food. Each Kinetic formula is made with 3 animal proteins and no fillers like corn, wheat, or soy. This lets you feed less and still get more energy, faster recovery, and better weight maintenance. If health and performance matter to you, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, but you'll love it for yours.
At Ray Esbolt, 4 Points Retriever Club, I've probably been in this game about 11, 12 years. Started for me with needed another dog, got in touch with someone in the club. They gave me a screaming good deal on a started dog. Bought it for a real reasonable price at 9 months, but part of the deal was, hey, you've got to try this dog club out. And that actually kind of just transformed all my hobbies. Now I went from being a guy that fished half the year and hunted half the year to turning into a guy that I just do things that center on waterfowl and upland hunting. And the North American Hunting Retriever Association, the idea with an organization like that is you're trying to establish a standard. It's a standard for quality of dog work. It's a standard for dogs that should be bred or that are of age and obedience level and trained level that they are. This is a dog you would breed. You'd want another dog like that. But really for us, for our organization, it's primarily amateur handlers. There's virtually no pros. Not saying that there isn't some pro-trained dogs, but we're really out to just have the best possible dog that you can have when it comes to hunting dogs. And that's what our whole program centers around is your dog, is the behavior acceptable for the field? Does it know how to navigate decoys? Does it know how to run what's called a blind retrieve, work with your handler to take directions to get to a bird? Is it steady when it flushes a bird in the upland field? And that's really, all of those fundamentals are the basis for our testing organization. And it keeps us involved in the hunting game year round with the dogs. The worst thing I think that you can do with a dog is you let them sit around for 9 months out of the year, and then you say, hey, it's time to hunt. The dog's not in shape, the dog is not, it's out of discipline, it hasn't picked up a bird in a year. And I think the hunt test and even the field trial organizations do give you that opportunity to engage with your dog throughout the year. Training a retriever can be intimidating. You talk about maybe a year-old dog that it can sit, it'll stay in place, might heel, its recall is so-so, and then you go out to one of these retriever club training evenings and you see dogs that are snapping to attention at every command. I would tell people, don't get intimidated by that. We're here to teach you how to do that. You're gonna learn from what we tell you, and you're gonna learn by observation, and that's the big key. When you're gonna learn more by observing the way people do things, hopefully they're doing it the right way, than you're gonna be by just listening to them yap, 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 or listening to a YouTube video where the dog is just perfect all the time. Our dogs are not perfect. In fact, they're quite far from perfect, and that's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us doing this is, no, I'll never have a perfect dog. I want to keep improving that animal. I don't think in this day and age, I don't think it's hard to train a dog. There are so many resources now that does come with a little bit of guidance on that. Is you can, if you're just beginning at this, you can easily confuse yourself by looking at this YouTube video and that YouTube video and reading this book and that magazine. But there's never been a time where you can gather more information about training a retriever. I think that maybe one of the best things you can do, though, is join a retriever club, find someone to work with you, find a mentor. That's what happened for me with Dan Hove. I found a mentor and really gained a lifelong sport with this. If you look at all the different ways just dogs, not just retrievers, are used in this world, I mean, they're pretty incredible animals. I mean, they're service dogs. They go to war for you. They go into hazardous situations as canine police dogs. The retrievers are doing the easy stuff. They're doing the stuff that they're bred for. So that immediately endears a dog to me, is that they're willing to lay their body on the line every day to accomplish something that you can't accomplish yourself. It's pretty hard to get a lot of humans to do that for you.
You know, we had a great time with our friends from the 4 Points Retriever Club up there in Minnesota, and the Fetch a Cure event raised quite a bit of money for a very deserving family. If you ever get the chance to visit Game Fair, I would highly recommend it, and definitely recommend that you bring your dogs along and let them have a little bit of fun. But you don't need to wait for Game Fair. Today's a great day to get out and have some fun with your own dog. Maybe throw a bumper or take a walk or visit a dog park. Whatever it is, there's benefits on both sides of the leash. Well, we're all out of time this week. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time on Unleashed.